In this video, we will take a look at a few chart analysis to get prepared for the week ahead. If you love the content, please like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Markets are a bit messy, so we'll be taking a look at just gold, Nasdaq, and the Dow Jones, which is US30. I think the reason why there are not, so many trade opportunities in the market is because of the festive period, right? Christmas, New Year, and all that. So once this period is passed, I think markets are going to return back to their normal conditions. But meanwhile, we'll take a look at gold, Nasdaq, and US30, and whichever chart you find interesting, you can use the timestamp below to navigate through the video. So this is a gold chart on the 4 hours time frame. What we can see is a bullish trend, price rating higher highs and higher lows, and we seem to be consolidating around the lower bounds of the trend, which is around this trend line you can see on the chart. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 8 multiple bounces off this trend line. So it's a good chance with that bounce to the upside in continuation of the trend, like it has happened before in the past, or we decline, taking out this trend line and finding lower price targets. So I'm going to go down to the lower time frame to see what's happening over here. So we're going to be focusing on what's happening over here in order for us to spot out good trade opportunities for this coming week, right? So moving down to the 2 hours time frame, for example, I'm going to zoom in. So in the 2 hours time frame, what we can see is, so what we can see is some sort of consolidation just after we bounced off this trend line, right? Following this sharp decline to the downside. I do actually think we're going to go higher, but there's also a good chance we go lower. So my bullish case scenario will be watching out for something like this, right? So I'm going to take these price levels. So this is some sort of an area of value right now, an area of resistance, you want to call it. So I'm going to be waiting for price to, probably consolidate more within this range, consolidate around these price levels, and give us a good bullish breakout. If this happens, this is going to be my case scenario to go long. So I'm going to go in immediately, take out this area of resistance or area of value. My stop loss is going to be underneath the consolidation, at least a breakout, or possibly underneath this lows if we create a new lows, right? First take profit target is going to be around these highs, and second one would be taking this trend line like this. So I'm taking these highs across, and yeah. So first take profit targets, let me go through that again. So first take profit target will be this trend line, because price obviously gonna probably come up, retest, and probably consolidate a little before breaking higher if the intention of the market is to head higher, right? So that's why this trend is going to be first target. Second target is going to be these highs, right, which is an area of resistance, and third target will be around these highs. So this is my bullish case scenario for gold. I wouldn't be jumping into a bullish trade right now or to a buy trade right now, because there is no clear confirmation yet as to where price is headed, whether we're going to head higher, we're going to head lower. And if you take a look at this pattern right now, taking these highs, it's starting to feel like a symmetrical triangle, right? So if I get rid of this, so this is our long-term trend line, right? So I'm going to reduce this, for example, and just pull up another line like this. So this is starting to look like a symmetrical triangle. So there's no confirmation as to where price is going to head long term, right? Because we could equally take out these lows and keep going down. I think it's unlikely, but at least we should see some oscillation, price moving to the upside, moving to the downside, consolidating a little before we finally get a massive bullish breakout to the upside or a bearish breakout to the downside. So this is what I'm watching out for on gold right now. So my bullish case scenario right now for a short-term trade position will be waiting for price to take out this area of resistance, right? This area of value. So that will be, going over it again. So that will be waiting for some sort of consolidation. So we move to the upside, downside, probably a consolidation and a bullish breakout. So when this happens, entry is going to be immediately after the breakout. Stop loss is going to be underneath the consolidation list of the breakout. Take profit target is going to be around this trend line. And if we do get a good consolidation and breakout from this trend line, then my next target will be at this high, this area of resistance, and the next one will be around this highs. So that's it briefly for my bullish case scenario for gold. If you think something different is going to happen, please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. But for a bearish case scenario, I'm probably going to wait for more consolidation, right, around this price levels, followed by a bearish breakout. So if this happens, my entry is going to be immediately after the breakout. Stop loss is going to be above the consolidation, at least the breakout. It could be above this area of resistance. It could be, so it just depends on how the consolidation is formed, right? So the above the consolidation, at least the breakout. First take profit target is going to be obviously around these lows. Second take profit target is going to be around these lows, and we'll trade our positions as we go lower, right? So this breakout from here for a bearish case scenario would eventually mean breaking out or taking out this long-term trend line as well, right? So if you do this, so it corresponds to the same price levels, but I'm using this other pattern, I'm using this other trend line because the possibility that this could be a symmetrical triangle. But I am more bullish than bearish because we are in a solid bullish trend. So there's a good tendency in the market to favor the bulls rather than the bears. But it's good to be open-minded, follow the market wherever it leads, and set up your trade setup or your trade positions in line with what you can see on the market instead of being biased just because you want to be a bull or a bear. That's briefly for gold setup. If you have thoughts on this, please leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Moving on, we'll be talking about Nasdaq. So this is Nasdaq chart on the daily time frame, similar to what we have on gold, and we seem to be in a solid bullish trend with multiple bounces of this trend line. So we have 1, 2, 3. So 3 good bounces of this trend line so far. And if you zoom out, you'll notice we've been in this bullish trend since January 2023. So 2 years, right, being in this massive bullish trend. The way the trend is set up right now, it feels like it's going to keep going up, but before it keeps going up, it feels like we are going to see some sort of reversal to the downside, touching the trend line again before continuing the movement to the upside. This is what I'm watching out for in this chart. There's no guarantee that this will happen. It's just my gut feeling, but we're going to zoom in, going to the lower time frame to see what the market says, in order for us to look for good opportunities to take advantage of these charts on Nasdaq. So going down to the lower time frame, we're going to start with 4 hours time frame, for example. Right now, I do not see any reason why you want to go long. Yes, this is a bullish trend, but the setup isn't structured in a way that it gives you an opportunity to go long, right? So it's not smart to go long at these current price levels. It's not smart to go long when we hit this trend line. So what are we going to watch out for then? Are we just going to let opportunities on this chart pass us by? Yes, as a matter of fact, yes, that is one option. Stay away from the chart because there's no clear sense of direction. Even though it is a bullish trend, price is likely going to go up, but you have no idea where you're going to put your entries, where you're going to enter the trade, right? Which is one of the most important things when it comes to trading the Forex market. So here's what I'm watching out for, right? So I'm watching out for price movement to come into this trend line. So this is the immediate trend line before the long-term trend line. Consolidate a little, right? So consolidate around this trend line and give us a good bearish breakout to the downside. If this happens, I'm going to go short. So this is going to be my bearish case scenario. That's what I'm explaining right now. So I'm going to go short. Stop loss is going to be above the consolidation, at least of the breakout. Take profit target is going to be around this long-term trend line as you saw on the daily time frame. So just zooming out again once more, you can see this is a long-term trend line since January 2023, right? So this is my bearish case scenario for Nasdaq. I don't see any reason to go long right now. Okay, so the only price levels where I'm inclined to trade in the bounce would be waiting for price to touch this long-term trend line and look for opportunities to go long in line and in continuation of the trend. This makes more sense to me, and it's more likely going to happen this way. I may be wrong, of course, but I'm just trying to chart out the path to least resistance, right? So the path in which we are likely going to take in terms of continuing this bullish trend, right? There's a good chance this bullish trend may be coming to an end, but I think it's unlikely because Trump is president now. We're going to see the inauguration on the 20th of January. So I think the stock market is going to be more bullish when it's in full control. But before then, there's a good chance we decline a little, go back to retesting this long-term trend line before looking for more momentum to keep going higher in continuation of the trend. So this is how I'm going to trade Nasdaq. I'm not going long. That's why the trend is bullish. I'm going to watch out for a consolidation like this around this short-term trend line with a bearish breakout, which will give me a more sense of confirmation, more confidence to go short on this trade, aiming for this lower long-term trend line over here. I hope that makes sense. If you agree with me, leave your thoughts in the comment section. If you don't agree with me, please explain your thought process in the comment section down below, right? So lastly, we'll be talking about US30. So this is the US30 chart on the 2 hours time frame. So the reason why we are taking a look at the 2 hours time frame is because I want us to focus on what's happening right now to see if we can, get good trade opportunities for the week ahead. So zooming out, for example, you could see still a bullish trend, but we just took out this trend line, bounced off or close to this area of value, which is the area of support, and now we seem to be consolidating. So the question remains, where is market likely going to head? Are we going higher or are we going lower? So the answer to that question is on the screen, right? Though it's not clear enough right now as to where the market is headed, but I think I have a pretty good idea what I'll be watching out for to go either short or go long. Now, first case scenario, we'll be taking this trend line like this, and you could see we went down, sharp movement to the downside, consolidated, and now we seem to have broken this trend line. So there's a good chance we come lower back into this area of value, consolidate, move to the upside, or consolidate and break to the downside. So either of these case scenario is likely going to play out. If you trade with very good risk management, then going short wouldn't, shouldn't be too much of a risk, because the setup shows that we are likely going to go down right now than go up. So if you are going short right now, stop loss should be very tight around these highs. So if this is going to be too much of a risk for you, then there's no need to panic. All you have to do is stay patient and wait for better confirmation. That confirmation could be waiting for price to consolidate even more, right? More consolidation followed by a move to the downside. Then you can readjust your trend line across the lows of the consolidation, right? So something like this. So this is not very clean, but this is something I'll be watching out for to go short. So if this happens, your entry would have to be at a breakout from the consolidation. Stop loss would have to be around or above the consolidation, at least at the breakout. Take profit target is going to be around this area of value. This is how I am going to trade US30 for a bearish trade opportunity. And if you follow this pattern, then we would have created a new area of resistance, right? So this would seem like an ascending triangle but with a bearish breakout. So this is the pattern I'm watching out for to go short on US30, right? So it is so risky to jump in on a trade right now expecting that we're going to go lower. But if we get more consolidation like this, giving us this ascending triangle with a bearish breakout, then that will be my confirmation to go short, right? So I can go into that trade with more confidence, understanding that the market has decided on the direction it's going to head and we're heading lower. So entry after the breakout, stop loss above the consolidation leads to the breakout or above this area of resistance. Entering trade with more confidence. Second temporary target is going to be if we do take out this area of support, and now targets are going to be around these lows. This is how I'm going to trade US30 for a bearish case scenario. For a bullish case scenario, you guessed it, I'm going to wait for this consolidation, but this time it's going to be a bullish breakout, right? For a bullish breakout. So taking this trend like this, for example, so assuming, so these are just based on assumptions and expectations, right? Assuming we consolidate like this and then get a bullish breakout to the upside, this is going to be my confirmation to go long. So my entry is going to be after the breakout. Stop loss is going to be underneath the consolidation leads to the breakout or underneath this ascending triangle. First take profit target obviously is going to be around this highs, and I trail the rest of my positions as we go higher. So the reason why I anticipate the market movements like this is because what we can see on chart is not good enough for us to make informed decision on the direction of the markets. Instead, we stay patient and wait for markets to give us better, price action that's going to help us create informed decisions for our trade setup. So this is my brief outlook for this week's analysis on gold, Nasdaq, US30. If you have questions, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. That's it from me, guys. See you next week.